What's up guys? Welcome back to Michael's Tech Talk. Today we're talking about the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 7, Samsung's latest and greatest in the foldable game. I've spent some solid time using this as my daily driver, and there's a lot to like, and there's a few things that still need work. So let's break it down. So let's do a spec overview. So here's a quick rundown of what you're getting under the hood of the Z Fold 7. We've got the Snapdragon 8 Elite for Galaxy, which is an absolute beast. This comes with 12 gig of RAM for the 256 gig and the 512 gig models, or you get 16 gig with the 1TB option, which is pretty cool. We have a 8-inch inner AMOLED display and a 6.5-inch outer display. Both of these displays are 120Hz refresh rate. We've got a 4400 mAh battery. We have triple rear cameras, an inside selfie camera and a selfie camera on the outside as well. And yet all of this is slimmer, lighter than last year's Fold 6. It's pretty cool. So let's talk about the design then. So Samsung continues to refine the foldable form factor. The hinge is smoother, the phone is lighter, and the crease is a little less visible. Now, it's still there, but it's not as distracting as some would make you to believe. The matte glass back feels really premium, and the armor aluminium frame adds durability, and it also is IP48 water and dust resistant as well. So onto the display. So the outer display is 6.5 inches, which is slightly wider and more usable one-handed than say the Fold 6 was. It's got 120Hz refresh rate and has Gorilla Glass 2, so it's pretty durable. Open it up and you get a stunning 8-inch AMOLED display with 120Hz refresh rate and up to 2600 nits of peak brightness, which is pretty killer for something so thin. So whether you're watching videos, reading, or just juggling multiple apps, this display is the star of the show. And a quick mention about the speakers. For something this thin, this comes with stereo speakers. It is pretty cool. They actually took me by surprise, so I'll let you hear them for yourself. Honestly, I think these are some of the loudest and cleanest speakers I've heard on a foldable to date. So yeah, it's great for content consumption, or if you're going to take calls or listen to music, they're pretty good. So let's talk performance then. So with the Snapdragon 8 Elite for Galaxy, everything just flies. Like, there's no lag, no stutters, even under heavy load. I mean, I've ran everything from shooting 4K and 8K video to gaming on high settings without a single hiccup. Multitasking, split screen, dragging windows, everything's just been smooth as butter. I've had a similar experience with the S25 Ultra, and with the same chip, wasn't expecting anything less, to be honest. So that moves us on then to battery life. Battery life is solid for a foldable. I mean, I've been averaging between 6 and 7 hours of screen on time a day, which is pretty impressive considering this massive inner display with a high refresh rate, that peak brightness, and this is so thin. It's such a good achievement. I mean, it's still a one-day phone, but you won't feel battery anxiety unless you're gaming non-stop. Standby on this has been pretty solid as well. Typically when I'm testing these phones, I like to sort of just leave them sitting on standby for a while just to see how quickly they die. It's been pretty solid. So that moves us on then to charging. We still are on 25 watt wired charging, 15 watt wireless charging, and it can reverse wireless charge like most Galaxy phones can do. Samsung, you really need to step this up. I mean, in 2025, we are still 25 watt wired charging. Like, you've got other rivals out there pushing 65 watt up to 100 watt wired charging. I mean, what's going on? And then on to cameras. So the rear camera setup looks familiar. We have the triple camera array, which is very similar to the S25 Ultra. We have new refinements here. We have a 200 megapixel main sensor. We have a 12 megapixel ultra wide and a 10 megapixel 3x telephoto as well. Photos are sharp, detailed, and with that classic Samsung color palette, it's punchy, sometimes a bit oversaturated. Contrast is a little bit too high, and not my cup of tea personally, but yeah, I tend to think that it is a little less natural looking of a photograph, if I'm being honest. Night mode has been okay, there's not too much noise, and video has been okay in normal lighting conditions, especially with the 8K 30 FPS. Stabilization's been pretty good. Only thing I would say is zooming in while recording, the video gets a bit grainy, and I wasn't overly happy for that side of things. Video is more important to me than photographs. And the inside selfie camera, it's still a bit meh. I personally don't think it should be there. I don't ever use it, but I do know people find it useful for video calls and things like that there. But when it comes to selfies, trust me, stick with the rear cameras and the display as your viewfinder. You'll thank me later. So Android 16 is what it comes on this phone with One UI 8, and this is all about refinement. So the taskbar feels a lot more like a desktop dock, and new multi-window gestures make juggling apps pretty intuitive, if I'm being honest. You can save your app layouts. Flex mode works in more apps right out of the box, which is really good to see. I like things being native, and I like things working just out of the box. It makes life a lot easier. Samsung's foldable software experience is easily one of the best in the business when it comes to foldables. And dare I even say it, sometimes when I'm using this and I flick up and I see that dock, it gives me macOS vibes. I know that's blasphemy to say it, but yeah, that's kind of how I feel. It's pretty good. Now look, as much as I enjoy using the Fold 7, it is not flawless. Far from it. I mean, the crease, it could be better. It's still visible. Not a massive issue for me personally. There is no built-in S Pen support either, so if you do like the S Pen, I think this is Samsung's way of phasing it out. I don't think it will come on the S26 Ultra. So, and then of course the price point, you're talking $1,800 for the entry-level spec version for this. It is a lot of money for a phone. And the last thing for me is I still think foldables are just a bit too fragile for carefree use. I mean, when I've been out using this, I have been heart scared that someone's going to bump into me and I'm going to drop it, or I'm going to lift it out of my pocket and it'll slip and it'll fall. I'm just terrified. I can't get that out of my head. So yeah, that's something that always hangs over me, that price tag, and then just that's going to smash, you know. So what's my final thoughts then on the Z Fold 7? This is Samsung's most refined foldable yet. The hinge is better, the screens are better, the performance is definitely better. To get something this thin and this powerful is definitely a good achievement. It's not a revolutionary jump. It shows just how polished Samsung's foldable experience has become. The cameras are improved, but they aren't better than the S25 Ultra, so if photography is your top priority, I would bear that in mind. They have given it a little bit of an upgrade, but the cameras overall on the S25 Ultra are a lot better. But if you're into that foldable lifestyle and you want the best of the best, this is definitely it. If you're still waiting for that big breakthrough or a big drop in price, you might want to hold out a little bit longer. Give this about 6 months. This should come down in price and you might be able to pick up a real bargain. So what do you guys think? Would you spend nearly $2 on a foldable? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm keen to hear your thoughts, so hit me up down below. And that'll be wraps it up for this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, smash that like button for me. Don't forget to click that subscribe and ring that little bell to be notified of new videos just like this one. Keep it locked to the channel. I have a lot more down-to-earth tech review and accessory videos coming for you, so stay tuned. And if you want to check out some more Fold 7 content, you can check it out right here. And until next one, I'll catch you later. Fold 7, baby. Fold 7.